All right, folks, you are back. The day after Easy Street was voted on in the city of Compton, it's going down. We got a whole show about it, folks, and more. But in the meantime, in between time, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks, from Eve After Dark to concerts in the park, you're live with your boy Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my main man in the dugout, ready to come up to bat right now. We call him Dusty Vision, folks. Dusty, where are you?
Yeah, dodgered out. What up, Lonzo?
Man.
Exciting day yesterday, man. I was definitely honored to be there. Great time. If you guys don't already know or didn't read the title or hear Lonzo's intro, Easy Street is official. We were at City Hall yesterday, and I got to experience it. But Lonzo, how do you feel knowing that this has finally come through?
Man, I've been working on this for about 9 months, and in the research for doing this, I found out it was attempted before and it didn't go through. And when I saw, what was going on, and I said I'm gonna give it one more try, maybe because it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop, we can pull this off. And me and one of the liaisons, Dean, found a street in Compton that was perfect. And I put together the proposal, and next thing I know, 9 months later, here we are. But dude, it was really, excuse me, one of those situations that was it seemed like it was kind of meant to be, man, because players that I didn't know was playing had jerseys, played a role in this thing, man. That was just amazing, dude. We kind of got stuck at one point in time, and I'm not really that astute on how the politics work. I know the mayor, the city council, blah, blah, blah. But there's certain things, certain procedures that are not public knowledge. And not until you start doing something like this, till you find out how things go. And we got stuck, and I went to the city clerk's office to find out if we made the agenda. And the young lady asked me, "What are you trying to do?" I said, "Well, I have a proposal with one of the city councilmen to convert a street to Easy Street." And she looked, she said, "Are you really?" And I knew who she was, but I forgot who she was. And she says, "No, I knew who she was. I was trying to figure out, wait a minute, I know her, but what do I know her from?" And she told me she was one of the girls from N.W.A, DJ Yeller's group. And I'm like, okay, she was on Ruthless. Okay. This is what I'm trying to do. And she made a phone call. She said, "Email this lady right here." Next thing I know, the ball started rolling again. And as the ball was rolling, I was at another meeting at another city meeting, and a gentleman walked up to me. He says, "Hey, man, you might not remember me, but I used to come to your studio with one of your artists, X-Con." I said, "Oh, yeah?" And he told me who his name was. He says, I'm in charge of street maintenance." "You still live on Arbor? Live off of El Segundo?" I said, "Yeah." So here it is, two key people that I had to deal with, or have to deal with, are people that I inadvertently had relationships with, and Eazy had relationships with. So it just made things. And then when I talked to the city manager about it, the assistant city manager, "Oh, man, I'm a big Eazy fan." He's an older dude. "I'm a big Eazy fan. We can make this happen." So, the ball just got to rolling. It just reconfirmed that I was doing something right, and the timing was right, man. And the 50th anniversary of hip hop makes it just that much better. And as we plan the festivities around this, we plan on doing something for the 50th anniversary of hip hop as well. I know it's kind of past, but we still celebrate. We're on the West Coast. We can do it all we do, and then we get ready to. So yeah, Doc, I'm happy about it, man. I took off today. I was supposed to work today, man, doing some stuff. You know what? I was tired. You know what? I was exhausted, hanging out and just celebrating, man. Just feeling good about the whole process, man. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. And sitting inside that building and just, knowing that it could be a yes or a no, that was kind of it's like it could go either way, but it went the right way. And tell everybody, out of all the city council people, the person that actually got the ball rolling and understood. Because when you pointed, we played a little game, like, hey, you asked me to pick out which one was the one, and I was like, I picked all the wrong people, but
all the wrong people. Miss I call her LPD, Lily P. Darden. She's probably the senior member of the city council, but she understood the significance of what I wanted to do, and she carried the ball. She sponsored the whole process and made sure it got done. And much love to everybody in the city council, but she was the one that I went to back in January, and she liked the idea. She said, "Let's do it, baby." We did it.
And she's the oldest one on the panel, which is why it's kind of interesting.
She's a senior. She worked in every department in the city council. I mean, she worked in some everything, the fire department, school board, all kind of stuff. So she's very astute, very aware of what was happening in Compton. She knows all the departments, and she understood the significance of what we do at the Compton Entertainment Chamber. And we're trying to create tourist attractions for people to come out of town. I've been all summer long. I've been getting requests. One of my buddies has a store, we call it the Compton store, and he sells some of my books. And by him doing that, he has people come to town, and they come to the Compton store to see, buy memorabilia. And one of my friends works there, and she calls me up. I get all type of access, man.
There are thousands of pictures online of white people taking pictures in front of the Compton sign, peace signs, and all that.
So Compton has a name we can't run from, we can't deny, and that's what I do with the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. One of our goals is to create as many tourist attractions in Compton, positive tourist attractions in Compton that we possibly can. So when people come to Compton, they got something to look at. They got something to look at, man. That's important. People want to see Compton, and they just, I've had people ask, "What are the gangbangers headed?" I don't know. I mean, I did interviews in Africa and different parts of the world, man. What do you guys do on a Saturday night? Play cards, hang out, do nothing.
Yeah, they think we shoot each other and just go out, drink 40 ounces like everybody.
Yeah. They think we on the corners playing.
No, just a very small percentage, guys. Very small percentage.
No, that's not what happens. So one of the things I want to do as president of the Chamber of Commerce, in the Chamber of Commerce, is to clarify some of the things that Compton is known for, and bring people up to date about the real Compton. So this is one of the ways we're doing it.
Yeah, it's amazing what the other rest of the country and the rest of the world thinks of certain cities based on media, based on music. I remember being younger and traveling out of state and telling people I'm from Long Beach, and the first question is, "Do you know Snoop Dogg?"
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's funny, man. People do the same thing. You know, my cousin that went to school in 1942. No, I don't think so. Probably not. He went to Centennial too. Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. Stupid stuff like that. Just silly shit. That's all. What's up, folks? I see the chat room in full effect today. Born in Vesta. Chris said born. I see my boy Mike T. What up, folks? Gary's Garage. Much love to all y'all for chiming in early, man. We got a good show, man. It's
going to be a great show, man. I want to talk a little bit more about Eazy Street. Where is it going to be, and what street will they be replacing?
Currently, the street that will be replaced by Eazy Street is Auto Plaza Drive South. Auto Plaza Drive South, it is on Alameda. If you come off the 91 freeway, it'll be the first street you see going into the shopping center. There's a Starbucks, a McDonald's. It's going to be a great spot. It's a great location. People are considering McDonald's or get a cup of coffee, and you got to turn on Eazy Street to do that. So these are some of the things that that we took in consideration. And because there's no one that has a driver's license with the address from Auto Plaza Drive, it was perfect. It has very, very significant meaning, but very little impact on anyone else. Yes, Compton Town Center. It's right there by the Compton Town Center. And if you go down what's going to be Eazy Street to the end of it, there's a roundabout. There's a little roundabout circle. And my next project is to get that roundabout remodeled, redesigned, and make it Legacy Circle or something. I don't know yet, but that's our next project. So I was supposed to be working on that today, but I kind of didn't do that. So I've been on
after this point, I don't want to hear any haters in the comments. I don't want to hear anybody say anything. Alonzo Williams has single-handedly did more for Eazy-E posthumously than most people. Safe to say?
Yeah, man. You know what? And people ask me, why you people, first of all, people thought me and Eazy didn't get along. Me and Eazy got along great. Okay. We just had two crazy personalities. I talk shit, he talks shit. Okay. So when you got two shit talkers, if you don't understand that relationship, you ain't gonna. If on the outside, you may think we were feud. We never feuded. I mean, for all the cats, like I said many times before on this show, of all the cats that I have coached and mentored, he's the only one that came back after he made money. He's the only one I ever got a check from. He's the only one that ever, you know, I stayed in contact with. I saw Eazy more than I saw Dre or Q. You know, but people have to understand also, Q was my first success story. I mean, I'm sorry, Eazy was my first success story. When Eazy wanted to get in, Eazy followed me around. We would ride around in my car, or he would follow me to McCullough. He would ride around with me to various places to get his initial ruthless stuff done. When he wanted to go to a lawyer, I took him to my lawyer, Ken Clayton's, guy out in Beverly Hills. That was my lawyer. And Eazy wanted a contract. He didn't have a lawyer. I had a lawyer. Come on, man. Come meet my guy. And I'll never forget, we went to the lawyer's office. I was thinking about this other day. Went to the lawyer's office and I said, "Hey, Kent, see, my brother wants to start a record company." And most lawyers got various kind of contracts. Okay, you want how much dick you want in this contract? How much of a fucking do you want to give your artist in this contract? Well, I want a mild fuck.
You want Vaseline? No Vaseline. Okay? A little bit of spit.
So he got the mild contract. And same one I used. It was mild. He controlled everything. He gave us some different. It was a fair contract. No contract is ever going to be in favor of the artist. You can forget about that. It's going to lean heavy in favor of the company, and because the company taking all the risk. And I'll never forget, we were there about 20 minutes. I think this is my partner Eric. He wasn't Eazy-E yet. He was still Eric. My partner Eric Kent, just blah blah blah. He wanted to get a contract for his record company, Ruthless Records. He goes on the PA. Okay, no problem. Whatever his girl's name, could you print me a contract for Ruthless Records? Yeah. A few minutes later, she walks in with a contract. Homeboy said $600. And Eazy's face like, huh? He said $600. Just like that, dude. It was funny as shit. I said, hey, you want to be in the record business? This is the price you got to pay. He reached in his sock and grabbed a wad of money and counted out $600 cash and paid homeboy. He cried the whole time because he couldn't talk that I ain't got the money shit, okay? The Ruthless logo. You look at that Ruthless logo and look at anything from Crew Cut, it's the same style. Why? It was done by the same guy, Daryl Davis. Daryl Davis was my graphic designer at that time. I took Eazy over to Daryl Davis's house and he got the logo made. I introduced him to McCullough. I introduced him to Greg Mack. When he first made Boys in the Hood, it wasn't going to get played. I told him it wasn't going to get played, but Greg Mack had to convince him, hey, man, you got to clean it up, blah, blah, blah. And I also introduced him to Jerry Heller. So when you think about our relationship, and like I said, you know, he took all your artists. He didn't take nothing. You can't make a whole stay if she want to leave. Okay, simple as that. And that's just how the game goes. You can't make somebody leave. He took what I built, my formula, and improved it, made it better, made it work for him. I can't get mad about that. I wasn't interested in doing what he was doing. I didn't think it would work. Surprise, it did. So, but that don't mean I'm supposed to get mad at him. Why am I mad? I didn't believe in that. I didn't believe in the concept. I didn't believe in the name. I'm not a gangster, so I couldn't do what they did, and it worked for him. So, as somebody who stood on the sideline and watched that whole situation blow up, make money and turn into what it did, I got to show some love for it because it was, again, he was one of my success stories.
I have a question, Lonzo. Speaking of them having to clean up Boys in the Hood to get it played on radio, what went into making an uncensored version of a song like Boys in the Hood back in the day? Because it's not as easy as today where you can literally just copy, cut, delete, and put it in your bin.
You have to go in, and usually most of the time when they did songs, either they would beep it, they would take a duplicate of the master of the 24 track, and wherever they was cussing, they would hit the button, erase that part, and put a beat tone over that. Or they would take the 1-inch master, find out what the cussing is, cut it and flip it over and reverse it, and that's how you did that shit back then. But after a while, it got so irritating because most of the song was yeah, it just got crazy. But that's how they edited songs back in the day. And nowadays, with all the technology, people don't even edit them right half the time. They just try to pass off the custom version. It is what it is.
And there is a uncensored version of Boys in the Hood without the bleeps and all that. He just changed the words around. It's not as good in my opinion as the regular one, but that was probably so much work that they just said, F it, just go in there and record a whole other song, just change some words around.
Right. It was because back then you also had 3 versions. You had the street version, you had the radio version, and you had the Walmart version. Walmart sold more records than anybody else in the country back in the day. And Walmart wasn't carrying nothing with certain content in it. If it wasn't squeaky clean, Walmart was not going to take it. So you had to clean up. Even the street version sometimes couldn't get into Walmart. But the problem was people that got so used to the street versions and the dirty versions, nobody bought the Walmart versions. So the Walmart versions ended up getting returned back to the radio stations, which ended up eating up all the profits from the ones that did sell. So it became a problem for people eventually to start making street versions and street versions and clean versions, but they wasn't Walmart. Just Will Smith could go to Walmart, no problem. N.W.A, I don't know if everyone went to Walmart. I don't know.
Yeah. And what a trip, Lonzo, that they sold so many millions of copies with very little radio play and not being sold in Walmart. That just shows you just how big the streets were looking for something different back then.
Yeah, it was, man. The streets have changed dramatically. And, and again, for me, a person who's been in the streets for a long time, been around doing what he did, it was, to watch it change, you didn't think it would change that much, that fast, and it did. And it showed up more in the clubs than it did any place else. I mean, clubs no longer were places where people came to party. It was people came to fight. Shit, I'm looking for the enemy up in here. That's I can get my reputation built up. I'm gonna whoop his ass. I get my ass whooped in front of all these people. It just changed the whole vibe of the streets and the club.
Yeah. So at in Compton yesterday, I got a chance to meet 4 out of, I believe, the 7 of Eazy-E's children. All great people.
There was 5 there, right?
Oh yeah, there were 5. Never mind. Erica did show up after.
Right.
Very beautiful, by the way. Yeah, it was really dope to meet them. What is your relationship, if you have any, with all the ones that were there? Lil E.
Lil E and I go back since he was a baby. Erica bring him by the house back in the day, no problem. The other ones I just met for the first time. Yesterday was the first time I'm meeting any of them outside Lil E. I was with Lil E about 3 weeks ago at Yella's anniversary party. We all sit at the same table. Him and Yella tour together all the time. And, we always run into each other. Nothing but love. Just nothing but love, Doc.
Now, what about the other ones? Did you get to hang out with them as much?
No, not at all. Yesterday was the first time I met most of them. I've seen them. Okay. I've seen them in passing, but I never really met them. They don't know who I am. They know of me. They don't know our relationship with their dad like Lil E does.
That's dope, man. Great time. And once again, Lonzo, congratulations, and congratulations to all the players involved. And congratulations to West Coast Hip Hop and the city of Compton. This is huge. And just thank you as a hip hop fan, as a hip hop supporter, lover of hip hop, specifically Eazy-E and N.W.A, because that's the reason I fell in love with hip hop. I was listening to Fat Boys and Run DMC and all that before then, but when I heard Eazy-E's voice, it was something different, and to this day, he's one of my favorites. So thank you, Lonzo, and if you guys are enjoying what you're hearing tonight, please hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear. We have plenty of Eazy-E material on this channel, so just type in Not Without Alonzo Eazy-E and go down that rabbit hole. If you have any questions, guys, post them in the comments about Eazy-E or anything else. I'll definitely read to them. But Lonzo, let's talk about a few things that happened this week, my man.
Go for it, Doc.
Let's move it on, man. I guess the first thing that I wanted to discuss with you, Krishan Rock gave birth this past week to Blueface's baby. We've talked about them several times in the recent past. Well, while Krishan Rock gave birth to her baby, Blueface was partying it up in Miami, celebrating his Labor Day weekend with his other baby mama, basically going live while she was giving birth. Does this kid have a chance, man?
Man, you know what, dude? Was the baby healthy? I heard it was a baby. I heard a baby that didn't make a lot of noise when it came out.
I did read something like that, which is scary. So I hope the baby's fine, but all those blunts she was smoking. Ugh.
Yeah. I hope the kid is all right. I hope there's no ill effects on the kid, because the kid shouldn't be held healthy. Kids' health shouldn't be held responsible against for the parents' mistakes, whatever. But yeah, man, dude. Hopefully at some point in time, folks is gonna grow up and become parents. But on the other hand, sometimes I think social media kind of retards people's better judgment, because being smart will not take you viral. Being cool don't take you viral. The wilder you are, the crazier things you do, the more viral you go. And that's what's important these days. Hopefully, people at some point in time, she will grow up and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do something a little different for a while. I think I'm gonna try and be a parent. But he got, tell me, baby mamas he got now? I
don't know. I'm gonna assume several.
Well, he'll need a job in a minute. He ain't as funny as Nick Cannon. Okay? He ain't as funny as Nick Cannon. He gonna need a job in a minute.
What do you think about the fact of him partying it up in Miami while his baby's being born, which is something that to any normal man should be the #1 priority? I don't care if I'm in Antarctica. I'm showing up to that birth.
You know, man, again, this is a different world we live in today, man. That whole, by him being in Miami partying instead of being by his woman's side, making sure his kid was healthy, he chose to be in Miami. And that's why we're talking about it. If he was in the hospital, we wouldn't be talking about it. It would be no conversation. There'd be nothing to talk about. But he was going live. She going live having the baby. He going live having the party. And they in two different parts of the country. Yeah, that's conversational. Okay.
Yeah, that's the part I wanted to talk with you about the second time around. Speaking of viral, as you did earlier, she went live. She live streamed her whole birth. Not only that, she put on makeup. She made sure her makeup was good. She had big gold and diamond chains. She got her nails and her toes did, and she let someone live stream the whole thing. That's interesting.
Yeah, she's sit there and she was crying, howling the whole 9 yards. But again, man, it ain't about what's smart. It's about what goes viral. Simple as that. Kanye West, he pulled some shit over the weekend that was ridiculous.
Oh, did he? I missed that. Did I miss that? What did Kanye West do?
He got knocked off in a boat in public. His girl was slobbing him up in the boat. You can see.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. I did
you can see where he got his pants down, because you can see through his crack of his coat. It was all ass. Okay, and she got her elbows resting on his thighs. And if it wasn't what you think it was, they wanted you to think they wanted you to think that was that. And anybody as big as him, they got people with telescopic lenses all over the world following every move you make. So, dude, it's a video of her really, really. If that's what she was doing, there's probably a good video of her performing to her best ability. But all we saw was the back of his head and her elbows on his thighs. So it is what it is.
That's right. I did.
Somebody always following his ass. He's always being followed. Come on, man.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. His name is dying down a little bit, so he's like, let me get that name back up.
Let me do something stupid. Stupid gets you back going viral.
Yeah.
It is.
Man, we got a lot of people thanking you in the comment section. They want to, give you your roses. Chris Stack says, Lonzo, a big thank you for knocking down them doors for West Coast hip hop to shine. Man, yeah, dude, this is big. Lonzo, I want to talk about something real quick before we move back onto the niggerverse. Sitting in the building yesterday, I've been to city council meetings, but I've never been to one in Compton. And unfortunately, Compton has a lot of issues that a lot of other places don't across the country. And I don't think I noticed anyone under 50 that went up to the microphone to say what was wrong with their city or express their concerns. In my head, I was wishing that more young people were there. That would have been awesome, a utopia. But what do you feel of that sense? Do you think people should show up to those meetings and share their thoughts on what's going on in their city? Does that help? Does it not help? Because I hear a lot of people say that I've been saying the same thing for 3 years, nothing's changed. What are your thoughts on that?
The city council meetings are pretty good for a good place to let your feelings be heard. But where you really get most of your impact, for what I've seen, is from when the city council people have their town hall meetings for their districts. That's when you get the most response, because you'll have a city council person, you may have a city manager, somebody from the city manager's office, street maintenance, code enforcement, and they'll all be right there within eye shot of you and voice. They don't need a microphone in these meetings, and there's a back and forth. You can get an answer from somebody right then and there. If you notice, the city council they don't respond. They just listen. They can't respond. That's not the place for response at. They'll be there all night long. So they listen, they record it. The liaisons.
Thank you, Hologram MC. Good looking out. Salute.
What's up? I see you, Doc. They'll listen, they'll record it. The liaisons may pull you back in the room. But if you really want to talk to somebody from the city that you have an issue with light poles or potholes in your area, you want to go to the town hall meetings that you live in for your district. And now you got a one-on-one with the city people from the city manager's office, your city council person, and you can have a discussion, because every district has different problems. Okay, I've noticed that in Compton, District 4, a lot of holes. Okay, they got prostitute problems on Long Beach. 4 and 2, they kind of side by side, so they have a prostitute problem. 3 has a lot of dumping.
Wait, okay? Hold on, let me write that down. That was 4 and 2. No,
4 and 2 have a prostitute problem. 2 and 1, 3 and 1 are side by side. They're side by side. But number 3 District 3 has a dumping issue. That all of them have dumping issues, but 3 and 2 have bigger dumping issues. So what may be a problem over one side, prostitution ain't the same. They don't have the same problem with prostitution in District 3. So you have to go into the area that has wherever you live at, wherever the problem that you want to have addressed, you have to go to those meetings and be able to talk to the people that can make a difference in your area. And that even when they vote, the people of the district only vote for that one district, but everybody votes for the mayor. So it's cool to go out and speak. Okay, it's cool to go and speak, but to actually get something done, you want to be able to talk to your city council person directly. Yeah, Andre Spice is in District.
That makes sense.
He's in District 2.
When you were younger, Lonzo?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was just talking.
Yeah, he was there.
Trey D.
He was there yesterday. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Always has the fly suits on.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah, Lonzo. Yeah, always looking fly, man. You're 20 or so years older than me. Was there ever a time where younger people cared more about politics and what's going on in their city, or was it always just the people who are 50 and above, which is what I saw? Yeah.
Compton's most of the people in Compton that have been there for a while are homeowners, and the homeowners are 50 plus. There are young homeowners, but they usually don't come to the city council meetings that I know. This is an issue that directly affects them. I have not seen a lot of youngsters come to the city council meeting unless there's an issue that they want to address. And again, that's something else. Sometimes, like yesterday was a light meeting. Sometimes if there's a major issue, you can't find nowhere to park around there. You can't find the seat. It all depends on what's going on in the city at that time. Yesterday was the first time they had a meeting. They've been dark for over about 4 weeks. They were dark the entire month of August. So they had a lot of small issues, a lot of issues to deal with. But, there is this, there's never been, to my knowledge, a big influx. Councilman Spicer has activated a lot of youngsters because of his candidacy and his position, because he represents a different generation, but he also represents the older generation. But because he's younger, he just, he has a lot of youngsters, a lot of younger people that follow him, support him, I should say.
Well, let's keep going, man. Let's move back to the niggaverse. Someone wanted to know about Ahmad, the rapper who sings back in the day. He's still doing shows in LA, from what I understand. I've been trying to get him on my show for forever. Do you know Ahmad by any chance, Lonzo?
No, I don't. No, I sure don't.
Back in the day when I was young.
Love the song.
Kid anymore. Okay.
Well, didn't he do Kick Push too?
Yeah, great. Classic to this day. No, that's Lupe Fiasco, who's another great rapper.
My bad. They sounded like them. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lupe's dope. Yep. Yeah, they do. They definitely have that good style. Let's go back to the niggaverse, Lonzo. Something that I thought was really interesting this week. Rapper Boosie has been going back and forth with his baby mama and his daughter over the past few weeks. Well, Boosie decided not only to cut her off financially, said she's ungrateful for some of the stuff she said, but he wrote a diss song to her.
Oh, man.
We're in an era now, Lonzo, where gangster rappers are writing diss songs about their daughters, homie. Talk to me.
How low can you go? That's simple as that. How low can you go? I mean, and again, a lot of what we're hearing, a lot of what we're seeing is because it's never been done before, but you just set the standards to go low. You'll find you're going to see more hip hop parents doing the same thing. Somebody going to write a diss song about their daughter? Come on, man. I mean, you're really scraping the barrel for content. She may be ungrateful, but that's still your daughter. And at some point in time, hopefully, y'all gonna get over this. But with stuff like this happening, it may make it more difficult. And that's real shit.
Yeah, man. Boosie was recently arrested. Yeah, he was recently arrested in San Diego. And I guess one of the conditions that he had to apply by was he can't smoke weed anymore. So Boosie has been claiming that he is going through withdrawals. This is someone who every time you see him, he has a blunt in his hand. I mean, these rappers, when they say they smoke 20 blunts a day, they smoke 20 blunts a day. Blueface smokes 20 blunts a day. But weed is addictive. And it's not only the weed, right, Lonzo? We've talked about this before. It's the nicotine, it's the tobacco and all that shit that they're probably addicted to. Yeah, man. What do you think when you hear Boosie say he's going through withdrawals from weed?
It's very possible, man. When you look at people who smoke cigarettes and you've seen how when they don't have a cigarette, how their attitudes change. And cigarettes really don't get you high. The nicotine, it gives you a sense of relaxation, but it don't get you high. So if you're getting high and you got a nicotine infused blunt, dude, you locked on various levels. And I can see somebody having some serious withdrawal issues, but because weed is not supposed to be addicting, you think, I'm not addicted, I'm not addicted. But the weed ain't addicted. It's the goddamn blunts. So it's nicotine in the blunt. So you find yourself stuck on stupid, and then you wonder why you can't afford to get rid of it. You can't afford to get off of it. And think about this, the cost of everything, man. Everything you burn costs damn near $15 plus, okay? If you can get you an 8 for under, I don't know the 8s go for no more. I ain't bought one in quite some time. But if you can get an 8, what, for $25, $30? What's
anywhere between 40 and 80 bucks.
40, 80 bucks for an 8. And cigarettes costing you $15 a pack. Okay, what would you rather be smoking? And the reason why you smoke so many cigarettes is because of the nicotine. So if they put nicotine in something that costs you $40 to $80 an 8, damn. Fuck cigarettes. Okay. Every Benson and Hedges and everybody else will say, fuck tobacco, let's grow weed. Yep. Everybody will say, forget tobacco.
Yeah,
let's
man.
grow weed.
I used to smoke blunts back in the day, and yeah, exactly. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I never
And the
cared for
companies know
blunts.
this. These weed companies know this as well. And I said this before, man. If we invested, I used to smoke blunts back in the day. Wait, I haven't smoked a blunt in maybe 8 years or something like that. It's about 5 or 7 years. But I noticed that I would smoke more back then. Now I can't even finish a whole joint a day of just regular paper, because it was the blunt that I was addicted to. It wasn't the damn weed.
Right. And that's a simple fact. But again,
So
the average person won't tell you that because they don't care.
And we talked about this last week, Lonzo, but about Adam 22 smoking out with the 15-year-old kid who has been smoking since he was 12.
Right.
And I guess what's scary now about this weed, Lonzo, is these kids are starting off with the strong stuff. When we were kids, we were smoking that Mexican brown weed where it was half seeds, half stems, but it got us high as shit. I don't know how it got us high, but it got us high. But now these kids are starting off with the best of the best of the best. So they're always going to have to match that high or go higher.
And speaking of that situation, man, I was reading my comments over the last couple of days. I go through the comments from time to time, and somebody said something to the effect that he was kind of commending homeboy for smoking the weed to help his mama out or some stupid shit like that, you know. And they was kind of condemning me for
Adam 22, right? You talking about that comment?
Yeah.
I read that too.
Somebody said,
I'll find it. Keep talking.
Somebody was talking about how the little man was doing something to help his mama or something like that. I'm like, are you out of your goddamn mind? That don't make no sense, man. Why is the kid sacrificing his lungs?
I had to comment on that one too. I'm finding it right now.
Go ahead. What did it say? You find it? I'm like, dude, this is the problem we have right now, man. You got folks that can justify any
goddamn 20 seconds.
Thing. Go ahead. Any damn thing can be justified. All you gotta do is come up with somebody and say, oh, you know what, man? That's cool. He's smoking weed for his mama to get paid. Huh? Why his mama ain't got a job? Why he got to smoke weed on Adam 12 or Adam 22 or whatever it is to earn money so his mama can have places? I don't get it. It's supposed to be the other way around. The parents will take care of the kids.
I wonder if that person deleted their comment. I wonder if the person deleted their comment because it's not on here anymore.
I damn sure responded.
A lot of that Agent Adam is the worst. Wasn't the young? Yeah, I did too. I bet you. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. But yeah, damn, I cannot find that. I know exactly what comment you're talking about too.
I'm like, dude, how?
Oh wait, was Adam wrong? Yes, but put more blame on the parents, legal aid. Yeah, we put the blame on both.
Yeah. No, that's today it. That was they was trying to give homeboy some credit for being willing to smoke, and I've seen that same scenario in hip hop records. I think I mentioned this before, where somebody.
All right, here it is. For some reason, it's showing up on my phone. All right, here it is, right here. Here it is. So the person says, "LOL, sacrificing your child," because you mentioned that the mom is basically sacrificing his child's lungs. LMFAO, sacrificing your child. He is the rapper. He is doing the best that any kid can do for their parent. I'd love my kid to support me.
So you'll sacrifice your child for what? That's not a parent. That's a pimp. That's a difference. That's not a parent. That's a pimp. You'll sacrifice your child's lungs, 12 years old, smoking some of this powerful ass shit, as we just talked about, for what? So you can get some notoriety, a check. You actually sacrifice your kid. That you're not a parent. You're a pimp. But you get your purple hat and your pink shoes and go on and put your kid on the stroll. That's what you did. Basically, what you did. What you're doing. You're putting your kid on the podcast stroll. He's a dancing bear. He's a 12-year-old weed smoker. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hologram MC says sounds like a baby mama.
Yeah. Sacrificing this kid's brain. This kid.
That ain't no mom. That's a baby mama. I kind of like where you're going with that. I see what you did.
Yeah. It's one of them situations that I'm gonna win at all costs, including my kid's health. That ain't cool. They both gonna end up in custody of the state. He'll be in foster care and she'll be in jail because that's technically contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Bottom line, on both of y'all cases, what's it, Adam 12, Adam 6, whatever it is, Adam 22, whatever, and the mama, technically, you are in violation
pretty much,
of
Adam
child
12. Yeah, you might
endangerment
as well.
laws.
Yeah, might as well say that.
You're committing a crime because that's child endangerment laws. Okay, you can't let kids smoke weed. That's like letting the kid drink. You can't do that. You can't do that. So somebody's slipping. Maybe it's not a felony. That's why the state ain't tripping. You know, it's amazing, man, how shit has gotten so messed up that the cost of fighting crime is not worth the crime to fight. The cost of fighting crime is not worth the cost to fight it. I've heard police officers talk about how much it costs to process somebody for these misdemeanor crimes, and then the DA don't see the value in the crime, so they're not even gonna prosecute the people. Meanwhile, the merchants who own the stores is losing hundreds of thousands of stuff. They can be pickpocketed on a daily basis. So if somebody takes $1,000 a day from you in goods over a period of time, it's only a matter of time for you be out of business. Okay? And because one person taking it $950 at a time, it don't make it no less painful. So the cost of doing business, the cost of prosecuting the criminal is superseded by the cost of the product. So therefore, it's not worth us prosecuting. And that's basically what you're saying. Same thing when it comes to security guards. The problem you have with security guards is that if a security guard grabs somebody, person gets aggressive, and the security guards start whooping on their ass, the person that is committing the crime has the right to sue. Although you commit the crime, you can sue the security guard company, which means the insurance company that insures the security guard company has the obligation to probably pay out. So you trying to stop somebody from stealing $100 worth of shit, but you're costing the insurance companies 10 grand, let them go out with the shit. That's what you're dealing with. Let them go. That way we ain't got to pay this $5,000, $10,000 because you're going to get a nuisance case, bottom line, and it ain't worth the hassle. So security guard just made itself as useless as possible. And I see some of these security guards, no disrespect to none of these people that wear uniform. They got to eat like everybody else. But what you going to do? You just wearing a uniform. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing is wearing a uniform.
Thank you, Rashard Cobb.
Much love, Rashard. I see you, baby. You just wearing a uniform, and you ain't gonna do it. Same thing in the banks. You got a little cute girl in the security guard uniform. What you gonna do if somebody decides to rob the bank? Just stand open the door for him? Come on, man. Anyway, don't get me started. And with a gun on. Yep. You better pull that gun out. You'd be like Barney 5. No bullets in that son of a bitch. Anyway, man, let's go ahead. Don't get me started.
Hey, Rashard Cobb, good looking out. Let's read his question. Thank you for the $10. He says, what up, Dusty and Lonzo? Dusty, I think it's time for a Cypress or Cube mix. All right, I might put that in the mix, man, for a Saturday mix on my show. Lonzo, how much for another signed USB of your book? Last one got damaged.
I thought I charged 15 for those. I think I charged 15 for those. Not a problem.
Yeah, email Lonzo, man. You're a big supporter, Rashard, so we'll get that to you right away, man. We'll get that to you for sure. Good looking out. Keep those questions coming. But I have another question for you, Lonzo, on this Adam 22 thing before we move on. This 15-year-old kid also had tattoos on his neck. We forgot to mention that last week. Not only is he smoking blunts, he's talking about gang shit in his music, he has tattoos on his neck. Like, I have 8 tattoos, but if I wear a long sleeve shirt, you would never know. I would never get a tattoo where I was not able to cover it up for a business meeting or something. Talk to these kids out there who are putting tattoos on their face, on their neck, on their everywhere, dog.
What I'm gonna say to them, Doc, their mama don't care. I find a lot of times I say certain things like this right here, I address these kind of issues. I must be throwing rocks at a pile of dogs, and I hit a dog. Somebody will always scream, oh man, tattoos are okay, blah, blah, blah. Technically, 12 years old, you can't have a tattoo. Tattoos are for folks 18 and over. Technically, a tattoo artist can go to jail for tattooing a kid, but ain't nobody saying shit. Again, it's a misdemeanor. Ain't nobody gonna. it's like going back to Catholic school. We had two types of sins. We had mortal sins and venial sins. They stopped making you say penance for venial sins after a while. Only mortal sins counted. So if you cussed, they didn't make you say nothing. Then they just killed the venial sins altogether. They ain't a mortal sin. I ain't messing with it. Mortal sins mean you have to violate the 10 Commandments. Okay. Remember, did you go to Catholic school, Dusty?
Mm.
Did you go to Catholic school?
I was I grew up Baptist, but I did go to Baptist school. I went to Baptist school and to church up until about 19. Yeah.
No, I was just talking about we had when I was going to Catholic school, we had two types of sins. You had mortal sins and venial sins. Mortal sins were the one that was in the 10 Commandments. Venial sins was cussing and stuff like that. You know, they started even making you say penance for that. You couldn't go to confession for venial sin. They kick you out. You go to a couple of Hail Marys and go on about your business. That's basically what it is right now with this crime situation, man. They basically emboldened. My man said in the chat room, they basically emboldened folks to do stuff, and then you wonder why you can't hit nobody, you can't stop nobody, you can't talk hard. If you say something, somebody hurt their feelings, put my shit down, bitch. He hurt my feelings when I was giving this shit. and they'll fuck around and get a case against your ass.
Exactly, bro.
I mean, you just said, bitch, put my shit back. Oh,
that's crazy.
You hurt my feelings, but I was getting your shit. I'm suing. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Anytime you will let a person,
let's talk about this thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Anytime a person can sue you, somebody can break into your house, fall and break their leg, and sue you for after they broke into your house illegally and win a case. That's when we got problems, Doc. That's real shit. People have tried to break into people's houses, hurt themselves, and got sued by the burglar. How the fuck a burglar got the right to sue somebody? You're the commission of a crime, and you hurt yourself, and it's my fault. Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry if it seems like we're talking over each other, guys. It's because there's a little delay on my end, so we're just like a half second off, but it's all good. But, you know, Lonzo, you owned a club, and I just can't get away from this Adam 22 thing because I'm so surprised that it wasn't a bigger story of him smoking out with a 15-year-old. But this is his place of business. No Jumper is a place of business. You own several nightclubs. I know you would never knowingly smoke with a underage kid on your place of business premise, but can you, from a logical standpoint, let us know what could happen if you yourself, as a business owner, either gave an underage kid knowingly alcohol or gave an underage kid knowingly marijuana on your place of business? What could happen? What are some of the repercussions that can happen?
Alcohol, you could lose your liquor license. First offense, they're not going to do a whole lot. It could be a mistake. They'll take your license for maybe a week or something like that, or maybe 30 days, depending on how drunk the kid got. But at some point in time, if it continue to happen, you can lose your liquor license. You can lose your liquor license. And in your business, man, it all depends on somebody reports it. If they report you, that's endangering a minor, dude. That's just shy of child abuse, dude. That could be a major headache. And I don't know what Adam 22 was thinking about, but that could be a major headache. Maybe because the parent was there, he's off the hook for responsibility. But again, that's his place of business. So therefore, you're still responsible. You can't allow just anything to happen in your place of business. That's like giving kids cigarettes. You will lose your license quick, faster than a hurry. You can't give no kids no cigarettes.
You're looking out, Willie Moe. He says, congratulations, Lonzo and Dusty. Glad to hear Eazy Street is official. That's all Lonzo. I had nothing to do with it. That's all Lonzo, but appreciate you big time, Willie Moe. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. I wouldn't even as an adult smoke out. If I know someone's in the room and they're underage, I'm going outside. I just don't, I'm not going to be, that chick can go viral. Like, nah, that's crazy.
Yes, sir. You want a headache, get involved with some kid shit. You want a headache, let some kids do some shit. Man, dude, people.
Thank you.
You know,
I don't want to be one of them red dots. I ain't trying to be one of them red dots you look up.
You know, when running nightclubs for my first 5-6 years of my career, I dealt mostly with people's kids. And people wonder why I had the attitude I had. People are bringing me their kids to party in my venues. They're expecting their kids to come home in one piece and not morally tainted. That was the 80s and early 90s. Okay? Shit changed at some point in time, but by that time, I wasn't dealing with nobody's kids no more. I couldn't even do the shit that kids do nowadays. I wouldn't want to deal with a teen event because I couldn't tolerate it. I couldn't do it. I'd be the old man in the room. Get off that boy. I mean, get off that girl. Get off that boy. Put that gun down. Put that blunt down. Dude, no, man. I had to run a square ass joint, a big ass romper room. Okay, with police backup. You couldn't let that shit happen these days, man. Today, man, nobody want to be bothered with that shit. Shit is too convoluted. And people want to make mistakes and then make you pay for them. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to a few questions before we call it a night. Lonzo, let's see. Alonzo, is there any unseen footage or photos from the N.W.A. days or the World Class Wrecking Crew days?
Not I can think of. Dude, them things I've gone through, every photo album I have, most of my stuff has been digitized. And if it is, it's a surprise to me as well. That's no lie. At one point in time, people was throwing me money left and right for anything we had, and I've dug it as far as I could to find what I got, to try and get all the checks I could. I didn't pimp the shit out of this catalog.
Someone wants to know, are you going to reissue any World Class Wrecking Crew albums?
Man, it's real hard these days, dude, because fucking vinyl manufacturers are so backed up. They're like 2 years backed up, dude. They want you to pay for everything in advance and wait 2 years to get your shit. With a minimum, most of them want a minimum 500 to 1,000 pieces. I can't wait that long. You know, all my stuff was always on vinyl. Most of my stuff was vinyl, and then I got to get the jackets remade. And I don't know what the artwork is, dude. It would be a hard sell. I could probably make a CD, a compilation CD or something like that, but I don't see making any vinyl again, no time soon. The process is too expensive, and it's unless I had 500 pre-orders, yeah. I had 500 pre-orders, yeah. I could see it done then. Other than that, nope.
There you go. Hey, get those pre-orders up. Shit, we have 500. I think Lonzo has a job.
Yeah.
But I think you said even then, if you order a vinyl now, it won't be ready for like another 2 years or something like that. They're that backed up.
It might have knocked it down by now, but last time I checked, it was 2 years down. I was in 2022, and they said they started laughing. We can get it, but it won't be till this time next year or 2 years from now. They were that backed up. And a lot of your plants are out of business. All the plants here in California are gone, except for Erica Records.
Damn.
There used to be three big plants in LA. Bill Smith, Rainbow, and Erica Records. Erica is the only one still around.
Big Tex has a good question. Ask Unc, what was the city like when Serena's sister got killed?
She got killed in the 90s, right? Late 2000.
I think it was the late 90s.
The streets.
I'll look it up.
The streets were kind of wild, man. From about 89 to about 99. Shit.
It was 2003. It was 2003.
Okay. I can't speak on that one, dude. Stuff was calming down, but it had not subdued to where it is right now. It calmed down, but it had not fallen to where it is right now, and that makes a big difference. I can't speak on that one, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad story. Any memories of the Pike in Long Beach?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Break it down.
Hell yeah.
Now we talking.
The Pike was my shit. Look, my dad had a lawn cutting service. Me and my partners cut lawns with my dad every Saturday We got through about 5, and right through the summertime, right about now when it was still daylight, we hopped in my partner's old Ford and rolled to the Pike. We only made like $10 a day. We spent about $9.50 in the goddamn porno room in the back. We had a ball, dude, because the Pike was shit. Pike was I've had dreams about the Pike. I literally had dreams about the Pike because the Pike was like it was like a permanent carnival / alley. It was an alley. It went east and west. On either side, it was like the fair all the time. They had rides on one end, but as you walk down the corridor, they had arcades, little small restaurants. Most of the arcades, some of them had pool tables, and they had this one game that I never saw again. It was only at the Pike, and they labeled it as being gambling, and they took it out of the Pike. It was one little game. It was a tabletop game, and it was glass on top, and it had a little small gap between the glass and the tabletop. You slide pennies through there. If the penny landed on this little dot and a ring, whatever was on the panel, whatever was on that little panel would tilt over. You got all the money, and it was slide down. It was fun, dude. They had the little sliding. It was like a little big silver hockey puck, and they put sawdust on this thing, and you would slide it, and you'd be bowling, okay? Pinball, skee ball, all that shit. But in the back, there was always a man by the corner in the curtain room. They had XXX in the back, and if you were slick, you could get you a spot get a machine by the X. When the man wasn't looking, you shit your ass in the back and drop some quarters in them damn porno shits, and you see shit you never saw. 15 years old, I wasn't seeing a whole lot, okay? And they always stop for the money shot. Need some more quarters. I need some more quarters.
So are you watching reels? Is it reels you're looking at? It's not live, obviously.
It's like
reels, right?
Like 8mm, man. It's like the 8mm shit. This wasn't no videos, but it was, you had to put your eyes right on it and shit. It was like you had a little, like a viewfinder almost, okay? Like a viewfinder, and you hear the shit ticking, and you see women, you see titties and ass and the whole 9 yards. And right before they got busy, the video was stopped. You had to do some more change. And if you ran out of quarters, you had to go back and ask the man for some change, and he'd throw your ass out because you ain't supposed to be back there. You had to be 18 to be back there. We 15, 16. And they would throw your ass out. Okay? And you just go down to the next one. And then every once in a while, you catch one of them cats who didn't really give a damn. Okay? One of them old snaggle-tooth cats full of tattoos. But that wasn't the party. The party was when the Navy and the Marines got to fighting. And then the MPs would come through and break that shit up. Sometimes it would be fights between the Navy and the Hells Angels, because the Hells Angels was running Long Beach big time back then. Hells Angels, Navy, Hells Angels, Marines, Marines against Marines, Navy against the Marines. All dude was all kind of shit. And the MPs, because when the ship came in, the MPs had to patrol the Pike. And dude, it'd be going down. Because you got back then when the ship come in, all the hoes show up. Okay, so you got girls come to the Pike by themselves. Well, last week she was with this dude from the Marines. This week she with a Hell's Angel. He trying to get, hey, what's up on that thing? And they get to fight break out. You sit back, get you some popcorn, or stand up in the arcade and watch them throw down. Billy clubs are flying, asses are flying. Oh, it was the motherfucker. It was the shit. It was definitely a part of my childhood, man. I love the Pike, dude.
Man,
I love the Pike. And in fact, there was
sounds like a blast, man. There was a
spot in the Pike. It was a roller coaster ride, and when they tore the Pike down, one of the roller coaster rides they had in there was a skeleton, and we found out the skeleton was of a real human being. Everybody thought it was plastic. It was a real human being. And every once in a while, they had a roller coaster. I think it was called the Wild Mouse, and the Wild Mouse was an old roller coaster. It was pretty fast too, but that son bitch every once in a while would jump the tracks. No bullshit. It was known for jumping the tracks. It was a train. It wasn't, it wasn't like the roller coaster they got now with the wheels on the top and the bottom. This was like a little train. And if you got too much weight, and them tracks don't mean shit. Here we go. We finna go swimming, baby. Yep. The Pike was his shit.
That's why kids who grew up in your generation, grew up in my generation, are much stronger than these kids nowadays, man. Till you got on a roller coaster that fell off the tracks, don't come talk to me.
I love that, and they had bumper cars. They don't do bumper cars no more. They had some nice bumper cars. You knock shit out of somebody. Cause
that was fun. And you remember when the electricity will fall on you from the sky?
Yeah.
Remember there was like
sparks. You see the sparks.
Like the electric shock, the
OSHA made them shut that shit down.
I remember that.
You can see the sparks from the goddamn. That they had a little thing that went up on the roof, and the part. If that thing, if you ever mess around there and touch both of them, your ass is about to get fried. Okay. Yes, I have very vivid memories about the Pike. As soon as I was old enough to go to the Pike by myself, so all you had to do was hop on the Rope Arch, because with no 91 freeway, but no 110 freeway, and we didn't take the freeway. All we had to do was go up Artesia, bust a right on Long Beach Boulevard, just cruise on down there, and you go right up to the Pike. No bullshit. Spent a lot of money down there. I would spend all my line cutting money at the Pike. All man be mad, but I didn't give a shit. I saw some titties.
Here you are, 50 years talking about it. Great memories. Great memories, man. What's coming up next, Lonzo?
Oh, man. Getting ready for these festivities. Working with the city council, city planner, the street maintenance department to get the signs made up to plan the party at the hotel. I got some work to do. And also the prostate cancer walk comes up in 2 weeks. Folks, look, I'm going to be doing I'm planning on doing like a telethon. I'll be going live from the prostate cancer walk, and folks, if y'all can donate to the cause, I know everybody can't come out, y'all all over the country, all over the world, but if you can donate to the prostate cancer walk, I'd much appreciate it, folks. I have a QR code, if y'all can scan it, and you want to buy a t-shirt, t-shirt's gonna be $25. You want to buy a t-shirt and support the prostate cancer walk, I would appreciate all y'all coming on live. So me and some of my folks are gonna be going live before the walk and during the walk, and anybody that can support it, I'd appreciate it, because some of y'all is probably in prostate cancer range, need to go get checked. All right. I'm labeling this event, this 4th annual, keeping my promise to God. Because when I had prostate cancer, I told God, if you get me through this, I will make sure every brother that hears my voice will know about the importance of getting checked early for prostate cancer. I'm keeping my promise. Yes, sir.
Love it, man. You're making your word, and that's what's up, dude. Always a pleasure, Lonzo. I love these. I was about to say Tuesdays. I love these hangouts with you, man.
Love it too, man. Much love to everybody in the chat room. Thanks for everybody that dropped something in the super chat, and all those who's watching, just hanging out. Stay tuned, folks. I will be going live from the prostate cancer walk, and me and Dre didn't do a show last week. I was kind of tied up, but oh shit, I'll be doing one this Friday. All right, folks. Much love to everybody, y'all. Thank y'all, Dusty. Man, Easy Street coming to Compton, folks. We out of here, y'all. Peace.